Yo. Welcome back to another episode of House of Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Hewitt. Here my guy, Smooth, Tubbs, and the reoccurring, trying to get him to be a host, Joey. This week we'll be talking about the Dolphins winning a tough nail biter, but Tua throwing for over 300 yards with 3 touchdowns again. Bills get upset by the Jets. Is Patrick Milhomme a lock for MVP? Colts fire their head coach and make an analyst, their head coach. And then lastly, Brady leads the game-winning drive. Brady back. All right, folks, a few housekeeping things before we go ahead and get started. First things first, we do have an Instagram. House Divided Sports Pod is our Instagram officially. If you're new here, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the follow. Give us a follow. Start liking some of our content clips and everything dropping weekly, daily. Be on the lookout. Some huge things coming up. TikTok, House Divided Sports Pod as well. And House Divided Sports Podcast for YouTube. Twitter, y'all know where to find us. HD Sports Pod, man. Before we get started, Smooth, Chubbs. Actually, Chubbs, I hear you have some apologies in order.
Yeah. First topic is a Dolphin topic. I got some apologies to give some Dolphins players because of their play. First of all, I was last year's take, because of based off last year, I called Tyreek Hill the number 6 receiver right behind Stephon. I gotta apologize to Tyreek this year. Wasn't expecting this, especially with Tua, because I didn't think Tua was gonna be what Tua is. We'll get to that man in a second. But Tyreek, I'm sorry, man. You're playing like a top 1 receiver, top 2, but you're number 1 in stats. So you're number 1.
Top
right
1. You said it right the first time.
But I'm gonna finish with something in a second. Who's number 2, and I'm gonna get to this man down here, or wherever to this side. But I'm sorry, Tyreek. You're playing like the top receiver in the league right now, and you're doing shit with Tua, which I would never have expected like that. But you're a deep threat, and apparently you said you knew about his arm, so I can't give you, that much credit because you said I'm just joking. But hey, to Tua, last pod, Wayne asked if he was playing like a top 10 quarterback, and I was hesitant to say yes. I was hesitant to be like, he's got to still prove himself. I can't really say that right now. But you know what? I'm sorry. You are playing like a top 10 quarterback right now. You're making a huge leap. I know you got a new coach who gave you some pretty sweet weapons. He gave you some nice toys. You're exceeding. So keep it up. But I'm going to say one thing. Win a playoff game. That's all I'll say. But hey, back to the other point. Who's top 2 still? Mr. Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. Oh, no, baby.
Playing hurt and still getting buckets.
DL, are there any apologies you have in order to start the podcast?
Apologies? No. I will never apologize for what I said about Tua because I didn't say anything wrong about Tua. If we're about to flip our wig about him barely beating the Bears, then let's flip our wig about him barely beating the Bears. Again, he's playing very, very well. He's being very, very efficient. About to play devil's advocate a little bit. Justin Fields also had a pretty decent game, if you ask me. His completion percentage wasn't as good as Tua's, obviously. He didn't throw for as many yards as Tua's. But he had 3 touchdowns on one of the top defenses in the league. Got to give him props for that. Not saying that Tua didn't play better. But again, like Chris said, like I've always been saying, you got to stay consistent. You got to keep progressing from week to week and win a playoff game. And I told Joey once that happens, then maybe I'll apologize. I don't know if I'll apologize, but maybe I'll give him his flowers. But the Patriots are 1 game back, so let's not count us out.
I just want to say I love it. Start that narrative that he can't win a playoff game because he hasn't been there yet. Keep going. Let's push it. Let's push it.
We're only one game back, so it's going to be very funny.
Let's
if
start
we
it.
make the playoffs over the Dolphins. So,
do you really think you guys will make the playoffs over the Dolphins?
I mean,
they're not making the playoffs over the Jets.
I think we have a chance. We have the win over the Jets, so if it comes down to it, I know we play them again. We still got the Bills twice. We still got Miami once again. But if it comes down to it, and if the records are close, we might have the edge over some of these teams. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Now, Tua did have, a historic day again. This is a franchise that has had Dan Marino, right? Who people said before Tom Brady may have been the GOAT of quarterbacks, because I always think there only could be a GOAT of a position in football. I don't think there can actually be a football GOAT. But Tua did something that Dan Marino never did in his career, which is crazy to say. This is the first time in franchise history that the Dolphins have had a quarterback that threw over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in back-to-back games. Something that has never been done before. I know last time we were on here, I said Tua was a top 5 quarterback, and people disagree because I say he's playing like a top 5 quarterback right now. So bringing up that question again, is Tua a top 5 quarterback in the league right now?
I'm not gonna give him top 5. I'm gonna give top 10 though. I just said that. Why are you trying to drag me back into something? I just apologized.
So this year,
top 10 to my apology.
I'm just saying, in your logic based on this year, I just don't get how he can't be top 5.
But Wayne, let's do it. Wait. Let's do it. No, wait.
I need clarity on the question. Is he playing like a top 5 quarterback, or is he a top 5 quarterback?
This year, is he a top 5 quarterback?
If we're gonna do that, I'm about to name QBs, and you're gonna tell me you're gonna take him over Tua.
This year,
are you taking Joe Burrow over? Tua over Joe Burrow
this year?
Joe, you're taking Tua over Joe Burrow. You taking Tua over Lamar
this year?
No, I'm talking. But no, I know Miami fans gonna take Lamar over Tua in a heartbeat.
Hey man,
Tua. I'm not done. You're taking Tua over Patrick.
Hey, Tua 2-0 versus Lamar, man. I don't know if Lamar can get past that Tua hump.
I feel like
Tua half a game.
I feel like that changes the question of who.
But I'm saying that's
who played better this year. I think that's when you say top 5, we're talking about
changing the goalposts.
Who's playing better this year, and he's playing like a top 5 quarterback. He's a top 5 quarterback. Now, if we talking about skills and what people have done, obviously we're not gonna say he's top 5. But if we're talking about this year and how he's playing alone, yeah, this year he's playing like a top 5 quarterback.
I can agree.
So here's my question to that: you take you take Joe Burrow, you take Justin Herbert.
Stop it, because Joe Burrow's in an excellent position. That's a terrible.
Let's say take Justin Herbert, take Dak, take
Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert did have that position though. He was in that position.
Put him with Tyreek and Jalen.
But Justin Herbert wasn't in a position. But Justin Herbert was in a position. Well, first of all,
are they not going to ball?
So first of all, Tua had Waddle, which was unproven yet, and he had to prove it with the year prior. Wait, listen, let me finish. He had to finish with the year prior. Herbert came on a team with 2 receivers that already established themselves, and he had a good running back that he ended up snapping with, right? So he already had a situation.
Always had the weapons.
All these quarterbacks you're naming, they had their situation.
You're gonna sit here and tell me
now it's Tua's chance, and people are like, "Oh, what if these quarterbacks?"
Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are.
What if Tua would have started
2,000 plus yard receivers?
They're two different type of receivers. Tua's getting a lot of his shit off of deep balls.
He's underthrowing it anyway, so don't count.
What I'm saying, like what?
It might as well be an intermediate pass. It's an intermediate pass.
But I'm not understanding like why we compare different situations because we
weren't doing that last year.
What if you would have put Tua in Herbert's situation? What if you put Tua in Joe Burrow's situation?
Bro, he is saying stuff about Tua being the only person to do something. This is the only team to have 2 guys that run like a 4-2 at the receiver that are deadly. What?
Well, to combat that argument, Chris, if he wasn't and on the other spectrum, if he wasn't balling with these receivers, we would call him trash, right?
Correct.
So he's doing what he's supposed to do with those. Again, I can agree with what Joey said. He's playing like a top 5 quarterback because he's supposed to be playing like a top 5 quarterback with what he has. And is he a top 5 quarterback? Nobody on this string was
to be determined.
To be determined.
If he continues playing the way he is,
if he wins MVP, I'll say it.
He don't have to win MVP. If he continues playing like he's doing and goes to the AFC Championship and being thrown for 300 plus yards a game, 2 touchdowns, and they're in the AFC Championship, we could throw him in those conversations now.
Let's pump the brakes on the AFC Championship, bro. He got to win a playoff game. The Dolphins.
I'm saying if he does that, what if he knocked Josh Allen out in the playoff? That would be crazy. And he ball.
If Tua makes it to the AFC Championship, bro, I would say he's the best quarterback in the league.
No, that's crazy.
I would say that.
That's crazy.
Because if that would mean he would have to go through players like Josh Allen. He would have to go through Patrick Mahomes, and those are the 2 quarterbacks we consider top tier. And if he goes through either one of them teams or both of those teams, what else are you going off of?
I still won't say he's the best quarterback. That's insane.
I like that.
We all know who the best
quarterback in the league this year.
I want to circle back to something. I want to circle back to something. DL said we have a top elite defense. We do not have an elite defense. Our defense is not elite.
We have a good defense.
Our defense is not good. If you watch our stats, if you watch our gas games,
because you guys blitz like every play.
It's we lost all of our key points, and that's why we picked up Bradley Chubb. Now, if you're talking about on paper we look elite. What we paying people looks elite, but the way we're playing is not elite. So as of right now, our defense is not elite defense.
Well, I was going off of, though, before the season started, we classified the Dolphins as an elite defense before.
That's true.
That's correct.
That's what I'm going off of.
But we have to come to realization is halfway through the season, what's an elite defense and who's not. So things can change because of injuries.
I agree. Things
because
can change.
Play.
That's what I mean.
So I like that. That's why I don't like when the NFL puts out these strength of schedules because it's off of assumption, right? You know what I mean?
The teams, schedules has
people didn't think
now.
People didn't think the Giants and Jets would be 5-2 and whatnot. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
strength of schedule have changed. People think they had a weak second half season. Now they're like, oh snaps! These teams turn out to look good. They got to see Geno at the end of the season, which is crazy. It's like, damn, bro, I got to play Geno. That's crazy.
Hey, I want to dispel something though, because Chubbs is like, what if they had this? What if they had that? We cannot discredit the Dolphins for doing something that they needed to do is give weapons. Imagine if Justin Herbert came in the league, which his best fucking receiver was Jakeem Grant Sr.
He had Devontae Parker.
He barely played. So Jakeem Grant Sr. was his best guy.
He had Albert Wilson.
Like, look at the names you naming. And we were quick to call him trash. But now that he has good people, we want to say, he's supposed to be doing this, doing that.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
I hate that logic.
A lot of people talk trash about the Dolphins, but they did great GM moves, bro. They turned a couple picks into like 6-7 players that are on the field now balling. So props to the Dolphins. And I want to say the Patriots lost to the Bears. And also
not lost. Good. They didn't lose. They got blown out.
And also, I remember we were talking about the Lions, right? And how the Lions, I can't believe it. Of course, Tua was supposed to do it against the Lions. Aaron Rodgers had a very hard time against the Lions defense.
Aaron Rodgers don't look good.
So
we didn't. The Patriots didn't. We beat them 29.
But y'all also lost to the Bears. That's coming from a team. But that's coming from a team. That's coming from a team who we knew was not about to be that good this year, though.
So I mean, for us to lose to the Bears, is just like, all right, well,
it was crazy.
The Bears. What are you saying right now?
What are you saying,
bro? I said before the season started, I said, bro, we suck. Like we suck. Bro, Joy, how many points did your fantasy did the defense give you this weekend?
Time out. Wait, time out.
How many points did the Patriots defense give you this weekend, bro?
They gave me like 26 points.
26 points. We scored one touchdown, bro. We suck.
Hold on. Wait. I know you were. Hold on. Y'all, stop.
Don't say we're good, bro.
Wayne was on the podcast when we did division predictions.
He had them second.
Yes.
He had them second.
How are you second in division and making playoffs like you talked about the whole time? And you thought you were going to be bad.
To us? Because I just like how I pick our team to win every single week. Because I'm a fan. I'm not going to say we're not going to make playoffs.
No.
Look at us now. Look at us now.
No.
You just said 10 minutes ago that y'all going to make the playoffs over the Dolphins.
I know. I'm saying now. What? Hold on.
So y'all gotta be good.
Let's rewind it.
Let's be better.
Time out.
I'm confused.
Why are you confused? Wait. Why are you confused? Because this is
because you. No. I'm confused because you were saying up and down that the defense was going to take y'all to the playoffs, no matter how the offense looked. You were swearing that up and down. Wait, again, was he not?
Exactly. This is why I be saying y'all pick and choose what to argue about me. Because did I not say we also have the greatest coach of all time? So there's no telling what we're going to do with Bill Belichick.
So why didn't you just make that bullshit excuse about getting blown out by the Bears when it was zappy time?
Because we suck. We've only scored one touchdown, bro. Matt Jones plays. We scored one touchdown, bro. If that
win the game. Win the game, man.
Win the game, man.
So what? Come on, this is nasty. This is why I call you Mr. On the Fence. You know why? Because when you talk good, when y'all lose, no, we ain't think we was gonna be that good this year anyway.
Right.
Bro, but we lost to the Bears, bro. I mean, I didn't expect to lose to the Bears, but I'm not surprised. We suck. We suck, bro. We suck.
Y'all got 2 touchdowns and they got blown out. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, bro. Our offense sucks, bro. Our defense keeps us in games. For some reason,
our
defense plays terrible.
Bro, you're the worst team in your division. Say it right now.
By record, we are.
Okay.
According to our record, we are.
My next question
is only one game behind everybody. So.
My next question on this, and I'm going to say this right now: the Dolphins should have won at least one in overtime because Chase Claypool was definitely defensive pass interference. My man was hugging Chase Claypool, then look back at the ball or nothing.
He did.
Shit's crazy.
He was holding him like this. He was holding.
Come with me.
But at the same time, it's like it don't even look. It looked like Chase was like jumping backwards. So
because he was getting pulled backwards. What you mean? Look, he was jumping backwards.
I feel like it was more of a jump than it pulled. You know what I mean? I think it was like he was more like, "No, I gotta catch you because you like falling."
But my next question is Justin Fields? I think completely solidify his role as the face of the franchise, QB1. The Bears have nothing to worry about. They just need to continue to build around him.
I thought that was Ben, to be honest. Like, he was the guy. Like, last year wasn't his fault. Like, that's a rookie. It's a rookie out there. He's top 3 pick. He's the face of the franchise off of that slowly. Like, when you if you're a top 3 selection, you're a quarterback, you're the face of the franchise for at least 4 or 5 years, regardless of what you do. I'm sorry. That's a fact. Look at Baker. He was the face of the franchise for Browns. And look how that turned out. But he is the guy. He is the guy, and he's doing well. He's making strides. He's making Bucky Brooks look like he knows a little bit of football because Bucky Brooks swore up and down he was the best, quarterback out of thing. He thought he was better than Lamar, which was tripping. But Justin Fields, like, yeah, if he keeps it up, like, he is the face of the franchise. Point blank period. I didn't think it was off that game. I don't know why this game was like a big deal to you.
He balled. I mean,
I know he balled, but I thought it was always a known thing that he was the guy.
And so was questions.
By who? Idiots?
I mean, it's not that he wasn't the guy. It was that we just couldn't see it because he wasn't really doing, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't really playing. But again, it wasn't, I don't think it was his fault. Like, he was playing well. He was playing well, but like, it's about winning. And I speak specifically to that Washington game, bro. To only put up 7 points against that team.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Dio.
He could definitely be playing it's tough to say. You just got to put some weapons.
They just now got some
weapons around him. He'll be.
They just now got. That's what I'm saying. They just got now chased. Like the whole
He
last year
sucks.
was. I know. Can I finish? Can I finish?
Yeah, that's a good target for him, though. Like,
whole last year, they didn't have an offensive line. So how are you going to really have that time to make some?
Yeah, I think it's more of the question of, is it still an experiment, or is this is our
he's
guy.
the guy. He's the guy. They need to put a line around him. They need to get another receiver. Yeah, the only thing they've ever done for him was get him tight ends and running backs. Does that sound familiar? Sounds very familiar.
So let's think like. So for me right now, I'm thinking more of if I'm Justin Fields, do I want to stay or do I leave?
He looks like he's having fun.
I don't think losing is fun.
Bro, he's playing, he's balling.
Yeah, he's playing well. He's doing a good job.
He knows how it is, dude. He knows how it is.
Yeah, I think it's not. There's nowhere for him to go. Like, he can't say I want to go somewhere. But I feel like do I feel like they have more belief in me now? I feel like, yeah, they fully believe me. At first, it was questioning, do they believe in Justin Fields? Do they think he can lead and shepherd this? And they didn't act like it. They didn't give him help. They didn't do this. But it looks like that him and the new coaching coordinators are finally on the same level now. So his performance is definitely increased.
You don't think that would improve all like his price, his value? And because we're like, like this can be that guy. And if he's on the right team with the right weapons, we can grab him and pick him up. Because I don't see what the Bears are building. I don't have a vision of what they're going towards. I don't see. I don't. Even with picks involved, I don't see them really doing anything. So I'm like, what can they do really to make?
I think historically, like, they've always been known for a defense and always trying to build a defense up. They're like, we just do everything on the back end. I think the new vision, they got a more offensive-minded guy as a head coach, is to now build offense around this team.
Defense ain't bad.
No, I'm saying defense. I mean, they just gave away two of the best defenders.
They have some good rookies though. That's
what I'm saying. They're giving away pieces.
Yeah, but you're doing that to open up cap space. Now you can get some offensive linemen in free agency, get some other people in free agency. You can really build these guys. You didn't really want to play. Like, you're not paying Robert Quinn an extension. Roquan Smith, like, instead of shelling out money for him, for what? Just go ahead and get a top offensive lineman and stuff. So
I guess it's just me. I guess I don't trust that front office. I don't think they're.
They haven't given you reason to. So
not recently. Not anytime recently.
But let's go ahead and get to the next topic. That's the Bills got upset by the New York Jets. Zach Wilson was 18. Jets. Zach Wilson had a great game, 8 for 25. I want to say great. 8 for 25, 154 yards, 120.
8 for 25.
8 for 25.
18.
Like,
yo. 18 for 25. 18 for 25.
He said twice.
Quarterback rating of 101. But what the real surprise was the top 5 rushing defense. The Jets were able to establish 34 carries, 174 yards on 51 yards per carry. Michael Carter had 12 carries, 76 yards at 6.3 yards per carry. So we'll take this time to talk. So last week, an episode that couldn't be seen, it got deleted. Me and DL got in a little argument because I told him that the Buffalo Bills run defense was not good. And he told me they're a top 3 rush defense. And he told me how they only give up 95 yards per game. He did later agree with me that stats can be skewed. And first, he wasn't comprehending what I was saying, because I said the reason why their rush defense is top 3 and why they only give up 95 yards a game, which I still think is a lot, is because in the games that they win, they're usually blowing teams out and you can't run the ball, and it becomes a passing game. So my last message to him was, when they play a team that can stop their offense, and it becomes a running game, they're going to give up a lot of yards. And like a prophet, I saw the vision, came true. So I have to ask, DL, was I right?
Or was I right?
Or was I right?
Because again, I mean, you said a big key point of I never said you were wrong. I literally gave you a stat, and we was arguing that stat.
No, see, this is Tom.
I agree because I never said I understand that stats can be skewed, Dwayne. I'm real big on
this is skewed. Hold on, wait. Before you, I'm warning the office. This is the nasty work DL does to say he didn't lose. If I say something and you point out a stat that is refuting my statement, that means you're saying I'm wrong.
That's not true. That is not true. If I say, or if you say whatever you said, and I say, well, they're a top rushing defense, according to whoever, they're a top rushing defense. That's all that's saying is that who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, this is the on the fence shit I've been talking about.
If the numbers say that they only give, like, it's to each his own. Like, they played the Jets.
It wasn't to each his own. It's not to each his own.
Because you can't sit up here and say that they're in every game they're going to give up 200 yards if they're ranked number 3 in rush defense.
No, but I told you.
I understand how stats can be skewed, but I never said that. And I agree with you with that. And it's just the same argument that we have with Cooper Kupp all the time. The fact that he gets so many targets, that's a skewed stat, right?
He doesn't have the most targets this year.
I'm talking about in the past. The stuff that we've been arguing.
Oh, here we go.
No, we're sticking to this because this is complete. If I say it's hot outside and you say, well, actually, it says it's 74 degrees, so technically, it's, that means that you're refuting that it's not hot outside. So don't give me that bullshit. Don't give me that bullshit, DL. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. I say it's cold outside, and you said actually it's 33 degrees and below freezing is 32, so it's not really that cold. Then you're refuting. You were refuting my stance that they were not a good rushing defense. That's what it was. You were stating that they were a good rushing defense.
According to the stat I gave you, they were top 3. That's all.
That's crazy. When we provide stats to support our reasoning. Anyway.
But I'm not big on stats though, so I don't even know what I'm not big on stats.
So why bring it up?
I test because you like sometimes you be big on stats. So
and I know, and I looked at it and I said that stat was wrong. Stats can be wrong. All right. But my question to you guys are: how good are the Jets? And the second question is: did Josh Allen just lose the MVP race with this loss?
Well, I'll start. I have Jets. I said Jets were going to be the second team in that division when I called divisions. So, I'm not surprised that they did things in the offseason like I talked about all year. They made good moves. That they got good running backs. Like I know Breece Hall went down, but they picked up James Robinson. Like what? But they still got James Robinson and Michael Carter. That line's looking good. I know Mekhi Becton's out for the year, but whoever came in for him is picking up the slack. I'm not surprised. Like they were supposed to be competitive in this. I mean, I wouldn't say competitive. They're supposed to be good in my eyes. They made some big moves. Got a good defense. Sauce Gardner's making plays.
Is Sauce the best corner in the league?
No. He's not the best corner in the league.
He's top 5.
Who's better than him?
I'm still gonna say Jalen's better than him. And I'm gonna give Jair over him too.
Jalen is not having such a good year, but Jair is having a good year.
So I think Jair is better than Sauce.
And we just talking about.
And you know who is balling?
We're talking about this year performance.
If we're talking about this year, how can we not?
I'm going by Chubb's stat line, man. This year.
If we're going by that, then where's Tyreek Woolen on your stat line?
He top 5, but Sauce number 1 this year.
Sauce is. We're talking about performance, yeah. Sauce.
And none of those two guys you named before or not are paying better than Patrick Surtain.
Oh, Patrick Surtain too. I forgot about him. He might be playing the best football. To be honest, out of corner.
But back to the Jets. Back to the Jets and the Bills.
I don't think that that second question. I don't think that loss hurts Josh Allen. That team is supposed to be a pretty good team. So,
the Jets. All I gotta say about the Jets is that they didn't see Tua. All right, they didn't see him. They missed him. So I think if Tua played the entire season, obviously I'm saying if he played, he would be undefeated. He would be in the same position as Jalen Hurts. Now, do I think that loss hurt Josh Allen? Yes. It's not because of the loss itself, it's how he lost. And I think people look at that, coaches look at that, and then you have Patrick Mahomes come in right after you and win a game like that, and you're just like, all right, you could see why it would change a little bit. But do I think it's gonna hurt him down the long run? No, I think if he goes back to winning and doing his thing, he's gonna be all right. I think he's gonna win MVP. But right now, Patrick Mahomes is his favorite. So that's all I gotta say about them.
Move.
If this loss to the Jets hurts his MVP candidacy, then Patrick Mahomes' loss to the Colts should hurt his, especially with Josh Allen. The Bills beat the Chiefs. Do I think it'll hurt? No, I don't think either one of those losses were hurt either one of those candidates. Is he the front runner? Maybe not, but that's still because Patrick Mahomes is playing at a high level. He did throw 2 picks with no passing touchdowns. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. But I still think, again, the fact that it was against the Jets definitely helps his case. The Jets are a good team this year. And they're still the Bills are still leading the division. And I still think that they can finish first with a high seed, and that's what's going to depend off. As well as the fact of them may having the edge over the Chiefs in the AFC division. So, based off of what he does for the rest of the year, I think he, any more mistakes, any more losses that they should win, losses in games that they should win, it definitely will hurt, especially if Mahomes keeps on playing the way he's been playing. He'll definitely, drop. But right now, I think it's neck and neck. But this particular loss, I don't think it'll hurt his chances.
Wait, so you don't think how he played was? Because I think he played terrible.
There's a report.
You don't think that hurt him? Oh, Josh Allen?
Yeah, his elbow, apparently something with the nerve related. Something.
I wouldn't say he played terrible, but he definitely wasn't. He definitely didn't play like Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying?
They said the UCL or something.
Bro,
he played absolutely terrible.
He played terrible, bro.
He did play pretty bad.
He didn't play like Josh Allen, bro.
He played bad.
They literally turned him to a fullback.
It was bad.
I don't think he could throw.
Again, I said that the Jets are a decent team. They're a good team. So I mean, whenever he played, when he played Baltimore, they didn't play bad. I mean, he didn't play great, but he didn't play terrible. Yeah,
and he didn't play great against Dolphins either. So I just want to remember the Bills remaining schedule. So they got the Vikings, right? That's going to be a tough game. They got the Browns. I think Deshaun is back that game, so that's going to be a tough game. The Lions, that shouldn't be that tough of a game. Play the Patriots, that's going to be a tough game. They play the Jets again, that's a tough game. Dolphins, that's a tough game. Then they play the Bears, which shouldn't be too much of a tough game. And then they play the Bengals, should be a tough game. And then they play the Patriots to end the season. Realistically, out of those games I named, there's only 2 of those games where I can see him throwing 3+ touchdowns. Only 2 of those games, right? Patrick Mahomes has the Jaguars next week. Then he plays the Chargers, whose entire defense is hurt. Plays the Rams, whose defense hasn't been playing good. Play the Bengals, should be a tough game. Play the Broncos, who hasn't been good. Texans, Seahawks, Broncos again, then the Raiders to end it off. Right? The Eagles have a little harder schedule. They got the Commanders, the Colts, the Packers. That's the easy part. They do play the Titans, play the Giants, play the Bears, which should be easy. Then they play the Cowboys, Saints, and then they play the Giants again. Right? I think he lost the MVP with his performance yesterday. I don't think he played well, exceptionally well as a quarterback. Like I said, he got reduced to playing fullback. He had to run the ball a lot. And if he is having a nagging injury for the rest of the season, then I think it's over. I see Jalen Hurts winning this if they're able to stay undefeated. Otherwise, like I said at the start of the season, this is Patrick Mahomes MVP. I don't see any other way it happening. In the 2 games they lost, he hadn't played the best. One with the Dolphins where he basically didn't get a field goal off to win the game. It's just the way everything happens as well. Like, when it came down with the ball in your hand at the end of the game, you weren't able to complete what happened. When Patrick Mahomes lost to the Colts, they lost because their kicker was hurt and the replacement kicker missed 3 field goals. And then the interception at the end of the game for Patrick Mahomes was literally in Juju hands, and then he dropped it and it fell right into the defender's hands. Right? I continue to see Patrick Mahomes having these big games where he might not throw a lot of touchdowns, but he's going to throw 300 plus yards a game. Right, he may run a touchdown and throw a touchdown in. So I just think it's over for the Josh Allen MVP train, in my opinion. I think it's over.
I think we can't write him off because that schedule he has is so hard, and if he comes out on top and win those games, he has to win MVP.
Well, he has to win big.
He doesn't have to
win big.
He has to win big.
If he wins close games,
if he wins all those games by a touchdown, and Patrick Mahomes is throwing 2 to 3 touchdowns a game, and blowing teams out, they're not
just because he wins by 1 touchdown doesn't mean he doesn't. His stats aren't up there. But
him and Patrick Mahomes have the same stats, right? They have the same stats. They both went out. Who gets? Well, they're not gonna have the same stats. They have the same stats for those games. Right now, Patrick Mahomes is beating him every stat. But more than likely, Patrick Mahomes is probably going to beat him in every stat by the end of the season. But they both remain.
And then went out right now.
Yeah, both of them went out.
Why wouldn't Josh Allen MVP if the Bills beat the Chiefs? That's what probably you have to go off of, right? If they have the similar stats, the Bills they both went out, and then they get the AFC.
Then I don't think that
don't really mean anything, Dio.
Yeah, I don't know why.
If you're comparing the two,
but Lamar Lamar lost to Patty Mahomes to his MVP year. That don't mean anything. And Patty, I'm pretty sure, won that Super Bowl that year.
There you go.
It don't mean anything.
I don't think the reason why I say that I can see where you're coming from, but I don't think they're gonna have similar stats. I think Patrick is gonna have like 3 to 4 more touchdowns than him and less interceptions. And he's gonna have way more yards than him.
Yeah, well, I was saying because like you said, who had the better seed that year?
Who?
The Chiefs or the Ravens?
Ravens did.
But Ravens lost the Chiefs like week 3 or week 2 or something like that.
I think in the head-to-head though, Josh Allen played. I don't know. If they both went out, there's no. I mean, it'll be close. I mean,
Josh Allen is just going to be stuck in third. He has to hope that Jalen Hurts loses a lot of games.
But it's just like with Jalen Hurts though, bro. Like.
He's balling. You can't say.
I hate to say like that's what you're supposed to, but that's what you're supposed to be doing.
You always say that. What? So that's what Josh Allen's supposed to do with the team he has.
Yeah, Josh. That's what Josh. Why not?
Why not?
Because what do you mean? What do you mean?
Out of all the people, all the teams players we just named, he has the best receiver.
He has the best receiver, not the best receiving core.
Gabe Davis can get it.
Gabe Davis is nice.
Russ, okay, stop beating around the bush. I said the better receiving core is with the Eagles, bro. So when you have, and to your point, he has a way better rushing game, correct? When you have an offense that's of that caliber, I'm not discrediting it.
No, because he just discredited their offense the whole last week.
Bro, no, but how? I literally said they have
I don't understand that statement. You are supposed to do it. It's either you do it or you don't.
No.
And that's what it comes down to.
When I say you're supposed to, bro, like it's like if you have all the pieces that you are supposed to have to win, bro, there's no reason why you shouldn't be winning
So it's
am I saying that's a bad thing? I'm not saying that's
unimpressive. Is it unimpressive when people do it?
That's what he's saying.
I mean, in a sense,
I'm lost.
It don't make sense.
In a sense, it is. How does that not make sense, bro? If you, that's like saying, bro, if you put the dream team, you know what I'm saying, and they go,
but he don't got a dream team. You don't respect his running back.
I'm giving you a scenario. That's my opinion, though. That's my opinion. But if y'all are sitting up here saying that this team is elite, this offense is elite, they have a good receiving core, they have the number one rushing defense, then that's what they're supposed to do, bro. That's really what they're supposed to do.
So what are the Bills supposed to do?
I mean, they're winning.
So are you saying Josh Allen and the Bills are overachieving? Listen.
No, I'm saying that it all goes back to the if hypothetical, bro. If you give Josh Allen what a lot, Jalen Hurts has, bro, just like you said, if you put people like quarterbacks on this Dolphins offense with two of the fastest receivers in the league, what do you expect them to do? That's what you're supposed to do.
Josh Allen has by far the top 5 receiver, and he has a top 5 second option in Gabe Davis. He has one of the best tight ends in the league in Dawson Knox. What are we saying right now?
We're saying that the Eagles offense, their receiving core is better than the Bills offense.
It's not by a lot. It's really just barely, honestly. It's barely better. It's barely better.
Do y'all really so I don't know. I mean,
I think Devontae Smith as a receiver is better than Gabe Davis. But there's no third option. So you might end up saying that
you're wrong. Dallas Goedert.
They got Dallas.
I'm not talking about tight ends.
Is he better than?
You're talking about
Dawson Knox. You got to talk about Dallas Goedert.
No, yeah, you didn't get me to finish. That's why you just said.
If you say that, like, come on.
I'm just saying. Then you got the slot receivers who Bills have the edge at.
Who?
Isaiah McKenzie and Crowder's injured right now.
I might take Quez Watkins.
Quez Watkins is not better than Isaiah McKenzie. Stop it.
We're talking about speed. I'm gonna take Quez. Deep ball threat.
We're talking about what they're doing.
Deep ball threat.
Isaiah McKenzie's nice. And then they had Jamison Crowder to start the season, who was literally receiver 1 for the Jets last year. Who's had 1,000-yard seasons in the past. So actually, I'm not giving them the better receiving core.
I was about to say that. I don't think their receiving core is better. I honestly think Jalen Hurts is just.
It goes Diggs.
It's just
every receiver that the Eagles have, and then
it's only 2 receivers,
bro.
No, it isn't. Stop acting like there's a big difference in between Devontae Smith and Gabe Davis.
Devontae Smith is not like that for real.
No, you wildin', Joe.
Bro, I mean,
no, you wildin'. He better. Gabe Davis is not better than him. But Devontae Smith is nice.
Devontae Smith on fantasy, because that's what I'd be saying when I have him on fantasy.
I'm not saying he's better than. I'm not saying he's better than him. I am saying if you want to be real,
bro, you can put AJ Brown up there too. With
Diggs, if you want
to be real.
All right.
DL, don't lie, because who's better?
I think he's better, but it's not a stretch.
It is a stretch. If you have Diggs as the best receiver in the league, then it's a stretch to say AJ Brown.
No, it's not. No, it's not, bro. That's not a stretch to say that.
Is AJ Brown a top 5 receiver in the league?
This year he might be. Bro.
Hey, don't say this year shit because I'll put up receipts.
Wait, who? Say it again.
AJ Brown.
Balling, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
We're talking about that shit, man. I need some apologies. We're going by this year stuff now, DL. I'm gonna need some apologies.
I mean, that's what we go.
I'm saying that
AJ Brown not top 5.
Hey, can you say?
I had a receiver list. AJ Brown's not top 5.
He's not.
Hey, based off stats, if you're saying this take
now, based off stats based off the eye, he's not a top 5 receiver in the league. He's outside of it. So yes, it is a stretch to say that.
It's not a stretch to say that, bro. But again, it goes Diggs, every Eagles receiver, and then the next Bills receiver.
It's not every Eagles receiver. It's Diggs.
Gabe Davis is better than Quez Watkins. You're tripping with that.
And Dallas Goedert and Dawson Knox are literally the same.
Yep.
And then when it comes to the slot receivers, the Bills are better at slot than the Eagles.
Bro, Gabe Davis is having a better year than Devontae Smith.
Because he caught 2 bombs.
No, he is having a better year than him right now because Jalen Hurts is just
That's what I'm saying. Like he's having a better year. That's what I meant.
I just don't get what Gio's saying. I'm like, are you trying to say the Bills are overachieving? Because no, they have a great offense.
No, I'm saying, bro, and again, you're bouncing around as an offensive unit, bro. The Eagles are better than the Bills. So for Jalen Hurts to be producing the way he does is not surprising. We were literally just talking about that. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Am I saying that's a bad thing? No. However, I am saying that's what you're supposed to do when you have that type of talent on offense. And again, you're saying Wayne specifically, you're saying that they have a top rushing offense. So in order to get these receivers open, you have to respect the run.
I think you forgot the appreciation of how hard the game is, bro. And how hard it is to be great, bro. Because like for him to go out there and do that and how many times have you seen people with those type of weapons and just fail? And you're like, yo, we just got to get somebody else there. I think you're discrediting a lot of defenses, a lot of just players, just the way they play, because it takes talent, bro, to do that. And I think saying that's unimpressive is just crazy to me, bro.
I don't think it's unimpressive, but I don't think it's as impressive as y'all making it seem. It is. I mean, he's a second-year quarterback. He's a good quarterback, bro. Like, he was a good college quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, naturally he's gonna get better. But of course, if you put him, especially him being a dual threat, bro, like, come on, bro, you gotta respect everything that he does. So
that's what I'm saying.
Again, I'm not discrediting him for that. But again, if you have to, I have to play devil's advocate, because let's be real, bro. If you put a lot of quarterbacks in his position, bro,
who's a lot?
The top tier quarterbacks right now.
Have you put top 10 quarterbacks? Top tier. Who's top tier? Who are you stopping?
The quarterbacks that we discussed. You know what I'm saying?
So what? Kirk Cousins?
Kirk coverage is the mediocre of all quarterbacks.
So he's not. The top tier.
He's better than Kirk Cousins.
But if you look at all the top tier quarterbacks, they're doing this with the same type of weapons. That's what we're saying. That's why they're top tier, because they are great at what they do. And that's why you're not going to build around mediocre people. You're not. And that's why he has the people around him, because he's great. And I think for him to do that, it still makes him great and makes that great. And I think you're just not giving them that much credit, bro. That's all.
I'm not giving them credit until, they actually win something,
So why does Josh Allen get fucking credit?
You gotta do what the hell you win anything.
He hasn't even been to an AFC Championship game.
With less talent, Dwayne. That's what I'm trying to express to you. Last year,
when he had
last year, bro, he lost to Patrick Milhomme, and then because he didn't get the ball back. And last year, y'all were not calling Gabe Davis good, bro. Y'all wasn't even giving Stephon Diggs a top tier receiver last year, bro. So what are we even talking about right now?
His top 10
was cold. Now, I'm talking about last year.
Last year he was top 10. Stop it,
bro. Y'all did not give.
Whoa, we did not give him top 10 credit.
He wasn't my top 5, but he was top 10.
He was top 5 last year. Y'all wasn't giving him top 5.
We said he was top 10, and we said he was outside the 5. It's not like we're like, he 11 or 12. Like, stop it, Dio. Stop it.
Yeah. It's a stretch though. Right? It's a stretch though. So be consistent. If you're saying that him being right outside of top 5 is a stretch, then don't sit up here and say he had weapons, bro. If you're gonna
a top 10 receiver isn't a weapon.
Oh my God! So
Dawson Knox had the most touchdowns with tight ends last year.
Okay, Dwayne. So me saying that about AJ
Brown. Cole Beasley was a top slot receiver. Stop it.
Oh my God, bro. Now we're talking about Cole Beasley. Oh my gosh, bro. Get out of here. Bro.
And let's move on. Can we stop talking about the Bills, bro?
I don't understand like what he's saying. Like, Josh Allen hasn't done shit, but you giving him credit. We all give him credit. He hasn't done shit.
He hasn't done anything with less of what Jalen Hurts has, bro. But yet he made it to the playoffs. He's won a playoff game. He lost because he didn't get the ball back with receivers that y'all did not consider good receivers.
Stop saying we didn't consider good receivers.
Whoa. We don't ever say we always thought Stephon Diggs was a good receiver. He just wasn't in our top 5.
Yeah, we said he was a great receiver. We just said he wasn't top 5.
Let me bring it down a notch.
Right, exactly.
Right outside of top 5. So why is me saying the same thing about AJ Brown a stretch, bro? You're saying it's a stretch to say he's not top whatever.
DL, you should say that's impressive with what he's doing then.
I didn't say I said it's not as impressive as y'all think because his
so if
you know what's crazy? Come on.
Hold on. Wait, DL, you just said what Josh Allen did last year was great, and Stephon Diggs was the number 6 receiver that we had in our position. AJ Brown's in the same position. He's dealing with the same type of receiver, right? And he's doing this.
Joey, the core of the Eagles' defense is that's what I said.
The Bills had a number 1 defense last year. Stop it.
I'm talking about defense right now. I'm talking about offense.
You said defense.
I said offense, bro. We've been arguing about offense the whole time.
That's why we're surprised.
I just heard you say defense.
If I said defense, I didn't mean defense. I'm talking about his offensive core is way better than what Josh Allen's offensive core was last year.
Come out. Where do you have Devontae Smith ranked in top receivers? Where did you have AJ Brown ranked in top receivers last year?
Where did you have Gabe Davis ranked last year, bro? Cole Beasley ranked last year, bro. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to explain.
But no.
If Julian Edelman's a Hall of Famer, give some credit to Cole Beasley, my boy. Come on.
No, I'm just saying because like AJ Brown was not in top 10s last year, and that's more credit.
Bro.
He was not.
Oh, he was not, bro.
He was, bro. Look at
his
stats. How many games he played, bro.
He
missed half the season, and his stats were still up there, bro.
He wasn't top 10.
We did a receiver list. AJ Brown was not in our top 10.
Cole Beasley was
because he was hurt,
doing big things before he got hurt.
He played. AJ Brown played 13 games last year, bro.
I think he played.
All right, hey, yo, let's move on to the next topic, bro.
Yeah, bro, we spent way too much.
Let's move on to the next topic.
We was talking about how Tannehill was carrying the Titans by himself.
Way too much time.
Let's go to the next topic.
We got what we gotta do when y'all know that I'll be right, bro. Because I said a core.
What I'm concerned someone was in the top 10 receiver last year. So then you say for you to say he fucking overachieved is crazy.
First of all, I said that Diggs was the number 1 receiver. Period. I've always said that.
All right, so we gonna base off of your fucking logic. So you can't say he overachieved.
As a core, again, I'm saying this for the 5th time. As the Eagles' offensive core, his offensive core is way better than Josh Allen's offensive core last year.
That's crazy. All right, and what about this year? What about this year? What about this year?
What?
Because just last week you told me the Eagles wouldn't stand a chance versus the Bills.
We have to see it.
We got to see it, bro.
Next.
You are something else, man. All right, man. Let's go to Brady. So Brady leads a game-winning drive versus the Rams yesterday. Do we believe Brady is going to return back to form, and should we respect the Bucs?
No. I think they jumped on a Rams team that's just okay. Like their defense is not as good as we thought.
Oh, the Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So like
they're running back.
Cool. They finally beat the Rams in a couple. Like this one team they had problems with the Rams, right? Yeah. So Brady got a win. Good for him. I don't think it's gonna turn anything around. The Bucs are just an okay team.
I think they will turn it around. It's just something about Brady in November and December, man. If the Bucs are winning in November and December, they always got a chance. So I'm gonna keep watching. But if they find a way to go undefeated during this month, then that lets me know the Bucs are back and Brady's gonna make some ridiculous run, and he sold his marriage for the game of football. So
yeah, I gotta call you out.
He married the game.
You said what, Smooth?
You were literally just saying not too long ago that Brady was done, bro.
I know. I literally said last week. I literally got
too much going on. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I literally said I'm loving the demise of Brady. I appreciate it and I'm enjoying it. But I did say if it comes to, I'm not going to get too happy until it continues into November and December. Those were my words because I know that's Brady's time where the team goes on these crazy ass winning streaks. Next thing we look, the Bucs won 7 fucking games in a row. And now they're ready for the playoffs.
Interesting. You sound like me and Tua flopping back and forth. With new information comes new analysis.
You haven't changed your stats on Tua.
Yeah, so. I'm not going to either.
I don't
know. I don't think Brady never left, honestly.
What the fuck you want to?
Just because he played a few bad games, you know what I'm saying? You never count Brady out. You never bet,
them beer goggles
never bet against Brady. Never bet against Brady. I've always said that. Do I think they back though? I don't think the Bucs as a team is going to, do too much. But then again, the division is kind of looking suspect because even with them losing, past few weeks they were still at the top. But it is getting crunch time. Brady for doing, being famous for carrying his team, doing what he always does. So I do think they will make playoffs. I don't think they're gonna do too much. But I definitely think Brady is going to step it up for the second half of the season, and be old Brady. Or normal Brady. I'm not gonna say old Brady. Normal Brady, no pun intended. Old Brady. That's funny. The old as hell.
I think they're gonna be mediocre. Honestly, I think Tom Brady is. I think he is done. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's done. I think he's gonna come. He's gonna be Tom Brady, probably like the best old quarterback that we've ever seen play. But I don't think it's gonna be anything special. They're gonna win games here and there, and then he might make the playoffs, probably wild card. I don't think it's gonna be a very high seed for him, but I think the Rams just look bad. That's all. I think the Rams are just a bad team this year, and they just don't look good. Figured out Matthew Stafford isn't so great, so and then that's it.
That's crazy. So did Matt Stafford trick us?
He won a Super Bowl. Can't say that.
He won a Super Bowl, but so did Joe Flacco.
But to say he tricked you, come on now.
That defense won the Super Bowl, bro.
So did Joe Flacco.
The defense won the Super Bowl. Who was throwing the ball to Cooper Kupp?
Yeah, he was throwing the ball.
What you mean?
He was throwing the ball to Cooper Kupp.
I'm talking about the Ravens.
Yeah, I thought that's what I thought you was talking.
Yeah, I was talking about the Ravens.
Yeah. He was talking about the but I'm saying, but Joe Flacco had the best playoffs in history for Ravens that year or whatever. He balled.
He tied Joe Montana.
Yeah, he freaking balled that year. But
Anquan Bolden balled.
I think Stafford just had a year, and he won. Put the right pieces around him, he wins. But I think just Rams look bad. I don't think Tom Brady's gonna do anything, man. And I'm hoping for this because I just want him to leave. Just get out.
He's not leaving. But...
I just want him to leave. I just want him to suck. Just so you can suck, saying like, this is not it for me anymore. I'm gonna do something else.
I feel you. I don't. To be determined, but Stafford, I think more is about Stafford's elbow injury. So I think this is actually his last year playing football because his elbow is just messed up. Or because if he gets surgery, he's going to be out for at least a year because of how messed up his elbow was. But let's get to the next topic, man. Another legend. And Aaron Rodgers, the Packers lose again. They lost to the damn Lions. And it could barely score against the Lions. So should Rodgers call it quits or should the Packers trade him?
Well, they're not going to trade him. He just signed a gigantic contract. So I don't think that's happening. I think he's going to probably retire before he gets traded. So it's more likely that he retires because no one's going to take that on.
I think if a team is desperate to win and they really want to win, they got the pieces and they just want to get a ring, they'll go get Aaron Rodgers.
I already know where he's going.
Yeah, the Packers is trying to get rid of him. So I can see him leaving. I felt like he should have left when they drafted Jordan Love. So I think his time was like, I think the time with the Packers, like not retired, but like left the Packers.
Yeah, I don't.
Time with the Packers is up.
I don't think he's retiring. Shout out to Theo Ash on Theo Ash NFL TikTok, Twitter. He came up with a really good scenario for the Packers and how to save their franchise. So we know there's a team that thinks they're ready to win and always think that they've been a quarterback away. This year, they've been really bad. They recently just fired their coach today. I see a scenario where he can be with the Colts. I see a scenario where he could turn, if that offensive line can figure out a way to turn it around next year, make some adjustments, get better. They have people like Michael Pittman. They have other receivers out there. They can afford it. They have the draft capital to trade away trade for Aaron Rodgers. Because all they've been doing is trading second round picks. Now they have first rounders that they can trade. Their defense is good. And they always felt like they've been a quarterback away.
I don't
think they have big play receivers.
Enough, man. I don't think that receiving core is enough.
Well, Michael Pittman is a good. He's good. He's better than
anything. Stop naming Michael Pittman,
they just
bro.
They got Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, and Paris Campbell. That's their receiver.
I don't see that.
But then you also have a running game with Jonathan Taylor, and you have a really good defense.
Which has been dead to the water this year.
And then also the good thing is Jeff Saturday and Aaron Rodgers are good friends. If Jeff Saturday remains the head coach for that team, they're good buddies. They play together. There is a high possibility that he can end up as an Indianapolis coach.
Aaron Rodgers will ask for another receiver to be there, bro, because I don't think he's going to do it with those guys.
The Colts are the Packers in blue and white, bro. Like, what are you saying?
That's actually funny. Bro. That's actually pretty good.
You naming Michael Pittman, literally, unless they do something to get Aaron Rodgers and then basically just rebuild that team, bro, it's not going to be much of a change, bro.
So you don't think – I think Michael Pittman is a receiver that's good enough that Aaron could turn him to make him a great receiver.
Bro, you said this man name like 5 times in the past minute, bro. I have said nothing about it. Like, Michael
I just said it. I think he's a good enough receiver that Aaron Rodgers can make him look great.
I think Aaron Rodgers past his time of making people look great.
Yeah,
he's throwing fabulous dimes. People are just sucking.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
It's a fact.
You don't think Aaron Rodgers can make a 6'4", 223-pound receiver that actually can catch jump balls?
You think he would make Chase Claypool great?
No.
Yes, because he's just not going to throw jump balls. He's going to throw hella back shoulders for him to catch.
Now, if he gets another receiver there, yeah. Obviously.
Alec Pierce is good though. Like, we sleep on Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce is nice. A white boy nice.
You better than Randall Cobb right now?
Yes, the fuck? Those 2 receivers are better than any receivers on the Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay has a worse receiving core right now, bro.
I don't know, man.
I'll take Paris Campbell over anybody on that goddamn team.
You Sammy Watkins when he come over?
Sammy Watkins trash.
He is.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire, but I definitely don't see him doing anything else for his career this year. You know what I'm saying? I think his time's passed, but he's just not about to give it up. His time is passed.
If he goes to the Falcons,
he need to go. If anything, bro, he need to go.
That would be great.
I can see him going to the Falcons.
Go to the Falcons. That would be dangerous, bro.
If only they throw the ball to Kyle Pitts.
Carson Wentz, bro. Carson Wentz need to retire.
Yeah, put some respect on young Carson name, bro.
Carson ain't doing nothing.
All right. Let's just go today. So we brought up the Colts. So today the Colts fired their coach Frank Wright, who's 3-5-1. I feel like we all saw the writing on the wall once they benched Matt Ryan. But they named Jeff Saturday the new interim head coach. He was a consultant for the team. He had 0 coaching experience on a collegiate or NFL level. I think he's a high school coach right now. So questions are, How do we feel about this hiring? Even though it's just interim, do we think that's probably the new head coach moving forward? What happened to the coach, and was Carson Wentz the issue after all?
See, I don't know, because it's like that offense is very similar to last year, except for it's just Matt Ryan. So I might have to give him Carson Wentz a little bit more credit, because maybe he had defenses worrying about the pass, because Jonathan Taylor can't get anything going, it seems like, in terms of rhythm with that running behind that offensive line. So if you look back from last year, this year, there's only one big difference. Different quarterback. And that team was almost a playoff team. This team we're looking at right now, trash. And this defense arguably got better. So I don't know. I don't think Carson was the problem. And they really made a point this year, this off season, to really. Jim Irsay was throwing like silent little jabs like at Carson.
Or maybe they're just not as good as they think they are. Like maybe they need more than just a quarterback. Because obviously it doesn't matter who you put there, that situation, right? It's not working. We just said if we put Aaron Rodgers in, if I see Aaron Rodgers in that situation, I don't see a Super Bowl. I don't see a championship team. So like they need more pieces. They need more pieces. They just need to fix some things around. I'm not gonna sit here and say I think Carson Wentz was the problem. I do think Carson Wentz is not that good, but I don't think he was the problem. He played okay over there.
Why'd you say not that good? Why you just say he's trash, bro?
He's not that good, right? He's not that good. But I think the firing the head coach was the right decision. I think they are going the right direction with just what the moves that they're making now, because they need more pieces.
Is Jeff Saturday the right coach for that though? He has
for
no
now,
experience.
For now.
I do think it's very weird that a guy that was not really an offense and was on ESPN arguing Stephen Naismith just randomly became the interim head coach. I think that's very weird.
There's obviously a reason, you know.
One of Irsay's guys, man.
Yeah, it's always a reason. We'll see what happens.
Hey, what if Irsay's calling plays from the box?
That means to me they're trying to see if they can get Peyton to come.
Peyton,
maybe
Sean Payton.
No, he's talking about Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. Oh man, that would be crazy if Peyton Manning's coaching the Colts.
So I think that, but
suck.
I want to say Carson wasn't the issue. I mean, obviously, their biggest difference between this year and last year is the offensive line is clearly not the same, not as good as they were. Jonathan Taylor isn't able to run the ball as effectively as he did last year. Maybe that's because they know who he is now. I don't think coming into last year, we thought Jonathan Taylor was this big world beater of a runner, where after last year, people said he was the best running back in the league, and said he was better than Nick Chubb, which I knew wasn't true. So yeah, I think that's the biggest reason for why they are where they are now, opposed to where we thought they would be. People had them possibly going to the AFC Championship because of their expected to have a great run game, good defense, and Matt Ryan can win games when he needed to because he will make the right throws. And now Matt Ryan's on the bench and Frank Wright is out of there. So, and to me, it might be more of a thing if Frank Wright fell in the team than any of these quarterbacks actually failing the team. So I do think it was time for someone new to come in. I just didn't think. I thought they would wait till after the season, but now I guess it's just clearing house. To me, it would have made more sense to do is prior to trade deadline, just so you could trade some people and get some draft capital. So it's kind of weird that they're doing this after the fact.
I did hear that they're trying to extend the trade deadline to week 10 or week 11.
Wow. To me, that makes sense because week 8 was when it was a 16-week season. So I think it should be pushed up one.
Yeah, well, they trying to get 2 more weeks.
Nah, that's ridiculous. Just 1 more week, in my opinion. So
let's try to run it up.
So yeah, and then just for the last segment of the day, man, or 2 things. So, starting New York Giants wide receiver Alexander McKinney hurt his hand on the bye week and to miss multiple weeks. My question is it a big deal for athletes to do this? And should teams be able to void contracts and release somebody if that does happen?
Personally, like, I don't understand. Like, I get like you're a pro and whatnot, but I never saw like people take bye-week vacations. I mean, I don't get it. I get it, but I don't. Like, you got a job, especially if you have a bye week. You should be chilling. Your body's getting beat up. You shouldn't be doing like excursions and shit.
He was in Mexico in Cabo.
Yeah, and he got hurt on an ATV. I guess it tipped over him or something, and it maybe it hit his hand or something. But he got hurt doing excursions with a group that he met down there when he was on vacation.
Well, I'm not against vacations. Like, shit, they work all year, man. It's 24/7, breathe that stuff, and they probably get a couple like time to themselves and get a couple days. And it's just that, don't be dumb.
I'm saying, like, do you think teams are gonna like? Do you think teams should like, or they? I mean, this kid. I mean, he's a starter. He's a starting safety.
Yeah.
And they're doing well, and they're hitting a crucial point in their season.
Look, man,
I'd be pissed.
What are we talking about? You talking about like have something on their contract that can't do something on their bye week or something like that?
I think in the bye week it's very stupid to go on a vacation. I think this should, like Jeff said, you should be at home, relaxing, chilling. Maybe go see your family, go somewhere else. But like to go to like a different country and just wild out, like that's crazy, bro. But that's crazy in the middle of the season.
We say that because we are who we are. They are celebrities, bro. They have a different lifestyle. Like, so like they like Brady might do it. But we probably don't know that. So it's just that that as an NFL athlete, like, bro, you can go to go hang out with your family is probably going to Mexico. Take your family to Mexico for like 2 or 3 days type stuff, and then go do a couple things and come back. So like it might be things like that, because you gotta understand, you gotta juggle family and football at the same time. So it's like, damn, yeah. But also, you don't want to restrain somebody from doing anything.
At the end of the day, you want a contract, Joe. If okay, cool, go to that country. But if I'm doing something that I think could result in me fucking up my money.
Right. And I agree with that. I said, don't do anything stupid. Don't get on that ATV and like do some crazy stuff. So like that's wild,
I don't. Yeah, it's not the money. I mean, you're messing up your team's possibility to, you know what I'm saying, like your starter again is during the season. I'm all for going on vacations and stuff, but like you said, like why y'all riding ATVs, bro? It's like playing basketball during the bye week. You know what I'm saying? Like you can fall off, you know. The most dumb thing can happen when you put yourself in certain positions. You should be resting, whether it's in Mexico, Cabo, it don't matter. You shouldn't just be out doing whatever, not, you know, having the team in the back of your mind, knowing that something could happen. So I do think, you know, if I was the Giants, I would be like, yeah, we might have to void your contract. You know what I'm saying? Or
you know,
give them
void your contract. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. If you get like a season-ending injury, bro, I'm voiding that shit, bro. Like that ass,
yeah. Like you say, you're only gonna be out for a couple, but imagine like they go on a 3 game,
like 2 weeks,
and they getting bombed the fuck up.
Right, you're starting safety, bro. The safety is a big, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not something that you can just replace. Like a D line, not gonna say you can just replace a D lineman, but you know what I'm saying? Like you're not replacing a big position like that. Just, you know what I'm saying? So
it's easier to replace defensive lineman because it's body. Like you need somebody in there. But like a safety is supposed to be the quarterback of the defense. Like you don't rotate DBs like that unless you got really good DBs.
And he's the free safety. The strong safety is Burrell. So you know, like he's the covered safety.
And you gotta think too, like, bro, like what's more important? You know what I mean? Like we're literally in a position to be able to win. So where's your, you know, mindset right now? Is it just about the money? You know that you're still gonna get paid even if something do happen. So I feel like sometimes a lot of players be taking advantage of these injuries I'm not gonna say that they don't be getting hurt, but like they definitely be milking these injuries, knowing that they still getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sit out a little bit longer, blah blah blah. So something like this is self-inflicted. You know, not even happening during football, during lifting, no football activity. That's just like, well, where's your mind really at right now? Like, what's more important? So, I mean, if I was the Giants, I'd probably look into take some money from him.
Find him. Like, I'm fine with finding him, bro, because that's just some stupid shit. Like, bro, come on. Like people didn't think we would be where we're at right now. And, you know, coach told him, you know, go on bye week, enjoy yourself, have fun, don't do nothing stupid. And what this motherfucker go do? Something stupid. So, like,
man, even remember when JPP blew his fingers off?
That was 4th of July.
Yeah.
That wasn't even during.
He still played, though.
Yeah. Hey, it was crazy. It was crazy. Red the boys just not used to winning, bro.
Hey, remember they went like 6-0 and they had that like that yacht picture with
right before the damn playoffs. Well, they shirt off and then they went outside because everybody clowned them. And then they went outside. They went to the playoffs, won the Green Bay, all had their shirts off. The motherfuckers kept dropping the ball like the motherfuckers.
R&B cover.
I'm dead, bro. Hey, but let's get to this short segment. Let's keep it short. Got 2 scenarios for you guys. You guys had to build your team around one of these guys. Who would you pick? Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, or Sam Ehlinger?
Malik
Pick
Willis.
your poise. Pick your poison.
Malik Willis.
Sam Ehlinger.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
Nah, bro, Malik Willis, bro. Come on now.
I'm going with Sam Ehlinger. From what I've seen from him, listen to me. Y'all not watching film. Y'all just hearing the name, bro. I think he can really be a QB of the future for the Colts. Really poised, makes quick, sound decisions when he needs to, steps up in the pocket, makes the right decision. I watched that when they played the Commanders. He did that, and they should have won that game if their coach knew to not leave single coverage on fucking Terry McLaurin. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I see him. I like the way he's playing. I like the way he is. Offensive line is some shit. You give him a good offensive line, I think you could potentially do it. I think then to me, again, it's Malik Willis afterwards, just because I feel like that's the quarterback the Steelers should have drafted. We knew we didn't have a good offensive line, and instead of getting a dual threat guy, we got the old fucker. So yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Hey, in the Colts defense though, bro, it was Stephon Gilmore covering him, and he's on the back corner. So let's not act like
this is not 2018 Stephon Gilmore. It's 2022 Stephon Gilmore.
He was just good last year, bro. He was still good
as a nickel.
Are we comparing him to Joe Hayden now?
He might be on that level, man. And then here we go is pick your poison. Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley.
Oh,
to build your team around.
This is your RB1.
Chubb.
Saquon.
I want Derrick Henry.
I'm going Nick Chubb. I do think Derrick Henry is the worst out of the 3.
He's still giving me my yards.
In my opinion,
I
don't trust it. I don't see. I feel like Derrick Henry. Ryan Clark said this. So I feel like he's fake tough. You only see Derrick Henry. You know, I feel like he gets stuff at the line of scrimmage too much. Like for as big as he is, I feel like when D linemen and the linebackers hit him, he'd be like, oh. But then it'd be a safety there. He'd be smiling.
That's just because he's like they know he's a downhill runner, bro. So like you know how to stop Derrick Henry. He's either gonna run through you or not. You know,
and that or not be sad.
Yeah, it do. I'm not gonna lie. Like he will go for 200, but it will be on like 30 something carries.
Yeah, and Nick Chubb don't need that to me. I feel like he can get his.
Saquon's definitely the best. He's the most dynamic running back of the 3, so that's why I would go with him.
All right, man. That's all I really have for today's episode. Y'all got anything y'all want to say to people before we get out of here?
Go Ravens.
I count us out, boy.
All right, man. Next
MVP, man.
Next episode, we're gonna be talking basketball. Got a lot to talk for basketball. But make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Till next time, my name is Wayne, and we're gonna be out of here.